Hey guys, I'm back and we are playing the finals. Today we're going to be checking out a reward that you can earn for free, but time and effort is required. It is Season 9's circuit reward, one of them at least. And yeah, we're going to check it out, play with it, try it out, and just see if we can have a little fun with the reward item, weapon, skin, action. Let's go ahead and see what needs to be done to earn it and then check it out. So Season 9's rolled into the gaming hemisphere for the finals, and there are circuit rewards like the previous seasons, and provided you complete the challenges for them circuit rewards, for those circuits, you can earn them rewards. So the first one we're going to be checking out today is the Volpe Championship. It has the usual 3 stages, 7 challenges in each stage. Complete all the challenges in all 3 stages for this particular set of circuit challenges or whatever. You will earn your final circuit reward. Now, the challenges are the usual, like it is getting eliminations, cash outs, utilizing gadgets, utilizing the different builds of different classes and different weapons and different gadgets, and provided you mix and match modes, gadgets, and class action, you will probably progress through a lot of these challenges because they're not terribly complicated or throw you out of your comfort zones if you're mix and matching a lot of these elements. Obviously, if you specifically only play one class and only use very specific weapons, yeah, you might need to expand your play style to complete some of these challenges. But nothing's terribly complicated. And as far as when I completed all 3 stages, the challenges, nothing seemed to not be tracking properly. Everything seemed to be tracking all right. Again, every time game updates and all, things can affect challenge progression and tracking. But at least as of this stream, when I did the challenges, everything seemed to count in a fair way. Yeah, again, like I said, if there is tracking issues with yours, or if there's tracking issues, the best bet is to contact Embark through their support page tied to the finals, and hopefully they'll be able to fix those tracking issues before the season ends. Because the circuit challenges are time limited to the season. So once Season 9 ends, these challenges go away and you will no longer be able to earn that said circuit reward for the whatever challenge and set you are working towards. And again, as of now, most of these circuit rewards that have been earned throughout the seasons, none of them have come back in any fashion. Sometimes the design comes back, but it's usually on a different weapon. So if you specifically want the weapon and design that is tied to the circuit reward, those are usually tied to making sure you complete the challenges before the season ends. Again, sometimes the design does come back on a different weapon and earned in a different way, but if, like I said, this particular version of weapon design combo, it'll be tied to this. Things could change in the future, who knows? But as of now, none of the circuit challenge rewards have come back, as far as I know. If you are struggling with a challenge that you don't understand, you can feel free to leave a comment in my stream and in the archive stream, and I'll try to reply back as soon as possible. But yeah, once the season ends and challenges disappear, the reward does no longer become available. So I will definitely try to reply back to you as long as the challenge is still active. Once the challenge is no longer active, then tough, I guess. And again, if it's a tracking issue, I really can't do anything about it. It's better to contact Embark directly regarding progression tracking. Even challenge suggestions and all, I'll do what I can to help you. That's what I'll say. I'll do my best to help you. But, most will probably figure out what to do just by playing the game and knowing what to. Most of it's pretty straightforward. So this is the reward you get for completing the Volpe Championship circuit in Season 9. It is the LH1 marksman rifle for the light class, and the skin is called a Cinderfox. So this is what it is. This is what it looks like. Pretty nice looking skin. And personally, I am a fan of the LH1. So usually a pretty decent fan of this weapon. The weapon has its ups and downs on a seasonal basis because it constantly is getting nerfed and buffed and nerfed. The tuning on this gun has been pretty consistently changing every season for the last few seasons because they've been trying to get it to, I guess, a place where they're comfortable with or something. But I personally really like the gun for a while now. So having a earnable skin for it is always a big bonus for me. Yeah, that's what it looks like. That's what you'll get. Let's go ahead and jump in and play some games. Now, I've talked about this before, but I don't necessarily cover all the circuit rewards in this game. So it's usually, these streams are usually just a reason to chill play the game while doing something, some focused chill play action. But again, if I don't like the guns and I don't like the reward or something, I don't always check out the circuit challenges. It's kind of like on a whim, I'll decide to do these streams. So if you're specifically looking for some of the old circuit rewards and all, I've not necessarily covered everything or most of everything, honestly. It's just been a few here and there. I have earned a lot of them, but not necessarily done a dedicated stream for all of them. More reason just to play the game, like I said, in a focused fashion for my stream, than actually like specifically trying to check something out and thing. Let me just check audio. Give me a second.
Here they are, the Steamrollers versus the Ultra Rares. Leave the strategy at the door, gang. It's TDM time.
Get ready for a nostalgia bomb, people. TDM is back.
And with the firepower
Tossing
these
a
teams are
sonar.
packing, it's going to be an
Scanning that
explosive
area.
showdown. Rares showcased their value with a standout win in round 1.
The Ultra Rares are shining bright. One more big play will close out the match. Initiating a scan. Throwing sonar grenade. Tossing a sonar. Throwing a red. I'm going up there.
Good game. Snapping in this game. I'm doing well.
Scanning that area. Sonar grenade. Grenade out. Vantage bomb out. Spotted an enemy. Vantage bomb out. Throwing sonar grenade.
What is going on?
Spread grenade out.
Disappear. Enemy sonar.
Sonar grenade out.
Full set of players and I can't find a goddamn soul.
Sonar grenade out. Vantage bomb out.
Oi! I didn't mean to
Scanning that area. Vantage bomb out.
match where ordinary just wouldn't do, the Ultra Rares delivered an extraordinary win with every play. Until next time, have a good one. All right, the Ultra Rares up against the Vogues. Blink fast, shoot faster. This is TDM. Let's go.
You know, Scotty, this takes me back to the golden age of virtual
Throwing
gaming.
sonar grenade.
Team Deathmatch.
Scanning for
You
opponent.
said it. Pride's on the line, and neither team is going to back down easily.
Time to disappear.
played a clean first round, making their opponents work for every inch. 10 seconds.
The Vogues are in fashion. One more stellar round and they'll be crowned champions.
Bomb out. Tossing sonar grenade out. Throwing sonar grenade. Throwing a surprise. Launching a spear. Danger, up there. Threat detected. Down there. Enemy spotted. Down there. Tossing a sonar. Throwing sonar grenade. Bandit on us.
Dude, I'm getting shot while I'm falling down. There's no way that guy had the like line of sight even when I was going down. Still I was taking damage.
Bandit bomb out. Initiating a scan. Sonar grenade out.
The score is leveled, and the Ultra Rares are primed to demonstrate their true worth in the final round.
Both teams have given it their all, and now the tiebreaker will settle the score.
I'm not invisible. Come from?
tilted the odds in their favor, winning this
It was a
team
good game.
deathmatch with an exclusive blend of tactics.
Didn't go my way, but it was a good game. I didn't like the middle map, like that one with the buildings. It's so annoying. The middle version. Just 1 minute. Something is different. Okay, try to change this. Fishbag, don't do that. Don't do that. What's wrong with you?
All right, the big splash, the Kingfish, and finally, the Jet Setters. Let's get started. Quick Cash, the team that is fastest to bank the funds, claims the glory.
Exactly, Scotty. Let's see who rises to the occasion.
The Jet Setters pop vault one like it's vintage champagne. Now that's luxury under pressure.
The Kingfish swim away with the first elimination.
Tossing a sonar. And it's sonar grenade out. Going up there. Threat detected. Up there. Going up. Follow me.
It was one shot, man.
That's
All
not
they
the
needed to
moment the
get
jet
was.
setters wanted. The match is starting to heat up as the Big Splash have started our first cash out. The jet setters are re-entering the arena.
Throwing sonar grenade. Tossing a scan.
They're signaling something, Scotty. They're saying game on.
Ball out.
I.
The Big Splash are back on the
Sonar
scene.
grenade out.
Our first cash out goes to the Kingfish. Let's see whether they can keep that momentum going.
It's a well-oiled machine in action. No room for errors.
Throwing sonar grenade. Scanning that area. Throwing sonar grenade. Ball out. Enemy spotted. Enemy has the cash box. Watch out! Down here!
The Big Splash are soaking up the action. Cash out fired up. Respawn alert. The jet setters are back in action.
Scanning for opponents. Outgoing sonar check. Enemy there.
players from outer
Danger over
space
here.
who apparently do not believe in peaceful rivals.
Spotted an enemy. Danger at cash out C.
Initiating a scan. Special delivery. Throwing sonar grenade. Mine is here.
Payday for the big splash. Cash out complete.
Rainbow 3.
A fresh vault just popped up. Who will make the first move? We've got the big splash returning to the arena.
They've had time to refuel for revenge. Look out, the jet setters.
The jet setters are slipping into ball 3.
Out.
The jet setters cruise has been cut short.
Hopefully they bought a return ticket back from that wipeout. The game show event's done, and it did not disappoint.
Advantage bomb out. Enemy over there.
The big splash just made their return to the arena. Jet setters have been grounded once again with a
Sonar grenade.
throwing a flashbang.
Scanning that area. Throwing sonar grenade.
Initiating a scan.
The big splash jumped into the deep end. Catch it underway.
Signal frag.
With sky-high skill, the jet setters have just stolen a cash out.
Risky moves reap rewards.
Initiating a scan.
The big splash is back in action.
Opening a smoke. Signal frag.
That was deep in the arena. The big splash take the cash out back.
Retaliation is about to flood in. The big splash will want to get out of the way.
people. The Big Splash have created quite the stir with that victory. Congratulations to our rising stars. Here they are, the Steamrollers, the Powerhouses, and finally, the Kingfish. Let's get into it. Brace yourselves for the ultimate dash for cash. The first team to reach the cash target.
Confidence here. Scotty's hit the nail on the head. The big cash chase is on.
The Kingfish are tapping into Vault 1.
Throwing sonar grenade. Tossing a sonar. Watch out! Overhead.
There's the first elimination, courtesy of the Powerhouses.
The Kingfish take control early. First cash out.
Oh, yeah, I didn't mean to do that.
Sonar grenade out. Sonar grenade out.
This is how the game show director goes, great, what if we could pick just one of it?
The Steamrollers take cash out. Let the
Oh, that was so... And there we go, first team wipe on the board.
A tough hit for the Kingfish. The Kingfish have
Going for a
respawned.
steal grenade.
Let's see how they bounce back.
Scanning that area.
Time for a crushing comeback. The Steamrollers better be
Scanning for
ready to
opponent.
face the music. Dual event madness is over. Let's see how
whether they can keep that.
Fair and square. All perfectly legal here in the finals.
Danger and cash out B. Driving, cover me.
Opponents one by one.
Okay, let's go.
The Steamrollers are busy prying into Vault 2.
Throwing sonar grenade. Sonar grenade out. Basketball out. Enemy up there. Capture cash box 2. Watch out there. Enemy down. Cash out
No slowing down for the Steamrollers.
Tossing a stone gang for opponent. Setting a trap.
Shot steal. Nice play.
Dude got fixated on the goo. He had like so many alternative ways to get around that.
We're shooting fish in a barrel.
Throwing sonar grenade. Scanning sonar. Grenade
The
set.
powerhouses are re-entering the arena. Close, but no cigar. The contestants swooped in to prevent that cash-out steal. The powerhouses plundered.
I want Pink to have it because at least the game continues if Pink has it.
It's happening. We've layered 6 games, doubling the stakes and doubling the excitement.
Frag grenade set.
The powerhouses bank their earnings. Cash out complete.
Now that's paying off in style.
A vault has just appeared. The fight for fortune continues.
Relocating.
The powerhouse is short out again. Team wiped.
3.
Scotty, it looks like someone started their power down sequence.
Watch out. Here.
Multiple events concluded. Back to basics.
Tossing a sonar. Outgoing sonar check. Getting you back up. Back in action.
powerhouses are unlocking ball 3.
Relocating.
The midpoint is here, and the stakes are climbing higher.
That's for sure, Scotty. Keep your eyes glued on this epic battle.
A strapping performance here, as the powerhouses have started a cash out.
Steel on D, going in.
The steamrollers come to a halt again. Another team win.
I'm back. Ball out.
The steamrollers are re-entering the arena.
Things could get explosive if they run into the powerhouses
Got a
again.
contestant. Bench out. Scanning that area. And throwing sonar grenade.
Let me have it. Thank you. I think they all wanted the game to keep going.
Team has secured an equal amount of dough. Money may not grow on trees, but a new vault just appeared in the arena. The Kingfisher trying to rule the waters.
Smart of Pink too, because otherwise Orange would have won, right?
Taking damage.
Chicho, move.
The arena just got twice as dangerous. 2 game show events mean double trouble.
Throwing scanning that area. Tossing it.
Both events have concluded and contestants have survived. Mostly.
The powerhouses just jump-started a cash out.
Jump pad ready.
Sudden stop for the steamrollers as they suffer a new team wipe.
Throwing sonar grenade.
The steamrollers have respawned The Kingfish have returned to the arena.
They are itching for revenge after that team wipe. If I were the Steamrollers, I'd stay alert.
Steal on me. Going in.
30 seconds left for our contestants to change the game.
Let's see who can handle the pressure.
Scanning for opponents. Tossing a sonar.
That's a wrap, folks. The Kingfish reeled in victory. On behalf of all of us here at the finals, thanks for watching.
Good game.
Brilliant! The Kingfish versus the Overdogs. Hold the line and push the fight.
Welcome to Power Shift, where strategy meets stamina in a battle for platform dominance and cash.
Exactly, June. A single contestant on the platform will be sluggish. Too many, and they might be sitting ducks for a counterattack. The Kingfish swimming.
It's on, Scotty. We've got our first elimination. The action is sure to wrap up now.
It's a test of nerves and skill from here.
A test they've all been training for. Let's see who truly stands out.
Looks like the overdogs have taken the reins and are bound for home.
Cheers for that.
Enemy spotted down there.
Let's go to the platform.
Time to disappear.
So now at the helm of that platform.
A contestant is weaving through opponents.
I'm going down there.
Up there.
The overdogs have really sunk their teeth into the platform and out of the way.
Enemy up there. Firework.
The Kingfish have it locked down, and the platform is gliding along.
Bring on the action! Revive me, please.
Time to disappear.
The arena is set. As each eliminated contestant will make a spectacularly explosive exit.
There now.
Felt like my shot went through them, but I think I missed. Can't be certain. I have to certain this.
One down.
You saw the glint, man.
Looks like the overdogs have taken the reins and are bound for home. The Kingfish are now advancing forward with purpose.
If it leads, it's probably already gone.
This is phenomenal. A contestant's value just keeps growing. With no opponent safe from this unstoppable force.
incredible match concludes with the overdogs as the victors. And with that, we'll see you next time at the finals.
They turn that platform into their personal ride. How is this possible?
Dude, what the fuck, man? I want to change my character.
Initiating a scan. Throwing grenade.
They've got it moving. The powerhouses have started on the ramp.
Passing the halfway point.
Sending a rocket.
The tough shells have taken control, and they are on the move.
The powerhouses have so far refused to budge from the platform.
Grenade.
The powerhouses are now on a mission, moving that platform.
Position. This is going to be such a blast. Make the wrong move and you'll see what I mean.
Rapid
If
play.
you get eliminated, you're going out with a bang.
This match just passed its midway point. A lot of action still in store for you folks.
I'm pretty sure we'll witness even more unforgettable moments.
Let's go to
That
the
platform's
platform.
not waiting around, and neither are the powerhouses.
Frag out.
That's a play for the platform that paid off. The tough shells are making their run. Looks like the powerhouses have taken the reins and are bound for home.
Let's go to the platform.
Anyone there? Revive me? Can I get a revive, please? Throwing fire.
The powerhouses charted a course to the win this time on Power Shift. Thanks again to our sponsors and to our viewers at home.
Season 9's Circuit Challenge, Volpe's Challenge. I forget what it's called, what the Circuit Challenge is called, but the LH1 skin from Season 1's Circuit Challenge, one of the first ones, Cinderfox, checked out, played with, enjoyed. A really nice looking skin in my opinion, and personal favorite gun of mine. Like, I really enjoy the LH1, so the fact that free skin is available by completing some challenges and a little effort required, but nothing terribly complicated, just a little time, effort, and yeah, a pretty nice skin for the LH1 in my personal opinion, like I said. The joke is I earned the skin and sort of got tempted by a store bundle for an LH1 skin, so I've sort of got a preferred skin from the store, but still nice for the collection, no doubt. And it is, like, in my opinion, it is actually a pretty clean skin. design-wise, and also just like that steel finish to the iron sights and all that. Very nice, very nice. I do appreciate having them rewards that kind of are enjoyable to look at, right? And have in the collection, like I said. Challenge-wise, I think a lot of these challenges, Volpe's Championship is the circuit challenge. A lot of the challenges are very fair and doesn't involve too much, like putting you out too much, I feel. It asks something relatively reasonable, both in skill and time required to complete it. Obviously, some of them are a little bit on the grindier side, but again, if you're playing a lot of the modes and, you know, like some specific modes for certain challenges, a lot of them are very doable with a few gaming sessions in the in the given mode for that required challenge. So yeah, good challenges, not too complicated, and a really nice reward to boot. And there's some okay games in my opinion. I didn't go too negative in most of them, I feel. So I had a good time for sure. This is sort of the second take on this stream, on this reward. The first take, I sort of like got obsessed with a bug that's been like really bugging me out. Or at least I thought it was a bug, but I think it's actually like a featured setting in this game that I just completely disagree with. Thanks to viewer Aegon, like one of my viewers in my stream, he did tell me a potential solution for it. But still, I feel like I want to just show you what I'm talking about and why it irritates me. And then maybe I'll check if I can utilize Aegon's solution to see if it sorts it out. So let me just, again, we'll do it with the LH1 because I noticed this. But mind you, this issue, anyway, let's go check it out first. So I just want to jump into the practice range for this one, I guess. So let's just get into that. Shouldn't take too long, I hope, showcasing what I'm talking about. And then we'll also change settings and see if we can sort it out. So now let's get things where it needs to be gotten. I play on console and specifically on controller for this game. Now, something that's been bugging me since season 1, in fact, is sometimes when I aim down sights, it'll auto cancel my aim. So I'm aiming down sights and suddenly I'll unaim. I'll be forced to unaim the like aim down sights, right? I'm just gonna mute up audio so like you won't hear the gunfire and all that and the like enemies running around, because this is more about the aim down sights and not necessarily the gunfire and all. So I actually thought this was like an input bug in the game. Now, just as far as settings go, what I have is I've got aim down sights on hold, so hold ADS, and you should have your aim down sights, right? Now, what has been happening, like I said, is I'll be in the middle of a gunfight, and then suddenly it's unaiming. Like, I'm trying to aim down sights, and it's unaiming. So I'll be running into this, like I'm coming in for a gunfight here, and there's an enemy. And sometimes it'll like unaim. I'm trying to aim, and it's unaiming while I'm trying to like thing. I'm trying to aim, it's unaiming. Right? Now this whole time I am holding the aim down sights button, but still it's canceling the ADS, right? Now, in the practice range doing this to show the bug, it's pretty obvious what was happening, right? But why is this... I was stumped by why this was happening, honestly. So what is actually going on here is, even though I've got the setting for hold ADS, if I press the sprint button, it cancels my ADS. And then I have to re-aim down sights, right? Now, in my opinion, this should not be happening, right? In my opinion, like, holding ADS should not be overwritten by pressing the sprint button. This should never be the case. Because usually in a gunfight, at least on controller, okay, usually the setting for sprint is L3. The thumbstick pushing down on the left. The left thumbstick pushing down is the sprint button. And this is usually the case for most shooters and all. But the thumbstick is also used for aiming, right? So like you'll be running into a heated gunfight, and then you're trying to aim down sights, so you're holding your left trigger, but you're also trying to strafe, whether it's sideways, forward and all, right? With that same thumbstick. And sometimes it's a pretty fast moment, right? Where you'll be coming down and then you're aiming down sights. And you see what's happening here? Because as I come down to aim down sights and maybe strafe around, the thumbstick's pressing. And it's canceling the ADS altogether, right? So, in my opinion, once you aim down sights, the sprint button should not be overriding the ADS, which is what is happening, right? So I'm aiming down sights, I'm strafing, sprinting. Because why? So like say I come into a gunfight and I'm like really aggressively like running in, right? Like so I'm sprinting in, ADS, and then trying to strafe by like left strafed or right strafe because of the way the guy's shooting. But instead of what is happening is I'm by mistake inputting the thumbstick down. Now, like, you could say this is a user error, and it sort of is, but most controllers, these are the R3 and the L3 buttons, like pushing down the thumbsticks, the older they get, the more loose that thumbstick becomes, and you tend to, like, even when you're just trying to move around, it'll just press because it's an old thumbstick, right? So that input happens. That concept of panic melee, right? Like when you do a panic melee, right? When you're doing something and you'll be trying to shoot or something like that, and then suddenly you panic melee, right? That's usually because you're trying to aim, you're trying to control your aim, and because that R3 is pressed, you end up panic meleeing, right? Because often R3 is the melee button, right? So for me personally, I usually just disable R3 and then I put my melee on the back pedal so I don't get those panic melees due to controller age or wear and tear on a thumbstick, right? But usually in most games, the left L3 button will not override your aim down sights. So if you want to sprint, you need to unaim and then press L3 and you'll start sprinting. And then when you aim down sights, no matter what you're pressing, you won't go into that sprint, right? So this is just, in my opinion, this has been causing so much issues for me, like with so many different weapons, the LH1, the CB1 repeater, and all that. I just can't use those guns because those guns require pretty aggressive play, at the same time pretty accurate aiming and good strafing, right? And just more often than not, like there's been so many times where I'll be halfway to aim down sights, and then because I'm by mistake pressing this button, it cancels my ADS altogether, so I can't even aim down sights. And then I'm like hip firing, and because ADS is on my, like the aim down sights button is the trigger, you have to completely let go of the trigger and then aim down sights, which is a huge input variation, right? So this is happening often, like where I'll be coming into a gunfight, I'll aim down sights, but it gets canceled and then I'm stuck in hip fire instead of like ADS mode, right? So in my personal opinion, I think this should be changed, at least for the way I've got my settings, right? In my settings, okay, I've just recently turned on auto sprint first. In this stream itself, I was using it. I normally don't use auto sprint. I have this disabled, but I turned this on, right? And fortunately, auto sprint doesn't activate while you're aiming down sights, even if you're strafing, right? So this is this is the solution Aegon, viewer kind of recommended to me, right? Turn on auto sprint, right? So I don't need to press the L3 to sprint. But as long as the button is still active, I'm still like inputting like the manual way of sprinting, right? So even with auto sprint on, the misinput of L3 will still disable your aim down sights and lock you into that sprint or hip fire mode even though you've got the trigger pulled, right? So again, just going back into the controller settings, my zoom behavior is on hold, okay? So by holding the L3, this should just keep me zoomed in. And same with aim down sights here on the controller. I've got the left trigger and it's on hold, right? So now what I think Aegon is suggesting, and let's see if we can even do this here, is to take the sprint toggle and just completely unbind it. Can we unbind this? No, you can't. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now this should fix my problem. And this was thanks to Aegon's solution. So now this, you could either do this in game, and now again, I'm pressing the input and it's not sprinting. So I'm utilizing auto tag sprint to get around, which is a pretty good feature in this game. You should probably want to have auto sprint. But I need to completely disable my manual sprint button or remap it to something completely different than L3 to prevent me from doing this, right? And this is a pretty good solution. I do appreciate Aegon for recommending this, that this would be the way to do it. But at the same time, I feel personally, this shouldn't even be an issue. The sprint toggle button shouldn't be overriding the ADS toggle. Unless my aim down sights is not on hold. If my aim down sights, the zoom behavior is on toggle, then I toggle it and then pressing the sprint button should override that. But if my zoom behavior is on hold and I'm holding the left trigger, that input should be prioritized over the L3 button. So this is just something I would like recommend. Maybe someone, a developer in the finals, consider. If you've got zoom behavior on hold, don't override that hold ADS by misclicking the sprint toggle. Like, I shouldn't have to completely disable my manual sprint option or completely remap it to some other button, right? Because it's doing this thing. It's overriding my thing. For the time being, this is a pretty good solution. This is a pretty good solution. Just completely unmap it so I'm not having the issue, and then have auto sprint as my sprint ability. This seems to be like a pretty good solution in this game, because as it is, you probably want auto sprint on in the finals, right? So you don't want to be like messing up your controller and all. But like I said, for me, kind of a bit more of an old school gamer that I am, I actually used to not have auto sprint on. I used to have this disabled. I used to prefer manually enabling my sprint, but it was getting so frustrating. And I honestly, at the time, I didn't even realize what was causing this issue. I thought it was like a server input error, like it was canceling my inputs because of some server latency or something like that. I didn't realize because I'm strafing around, it's canceling my aim down sights, because that's so unusual for a game to like have that as a kind of input option, like as the default input option for a control player. Again, for a PC player that might be using toggle, or even maybe I honestly don't know like too many controller players that toggle. things. Most times they're not. Like aim down sights for like controller players are like hold buttons, like they hold the button. So if anyone's listening, maybe consider making it default where aim down sights hold, right, as the option is not overwritten by the sprint button. Again, more times than not, what will happen is I'll aim down sights, I'm shooting, okay? And then when I want to run off somewhere, I unaim and press the thumbstick down and start sprinting off, right? Like, I'm never in an instance where I'm aiming down sights. While I'm aiming down sights, I want to sprint away. Like this is never an option for me, where I'm aiming down sights, and while aiming down sights, I want to immediately go into a sprint off somewhere else. If I want to sprint off, I unaim and I'm running. And sort of that's what the mechanic is doing, right? Like, as it is, when you're sprinting, you're automatically forcing me to unaim, right? So, like, it's not like I'm able to sprint while aiming down sights, right? That's not an option here in this game, right? So, like here, I'll be running around, I aim, I'm shooting, and then I'm unaiming and I'm running off, right? Whereas in this, with this kind of like controller setting, what's happening here is I'm running around, I'm aiming, I'm shooting, and while aiming, trying to like reacquire another thing, I'll start sprinting. This is never something I want to do, because what's happening here is I'm still holding the aim down sights input. So to aim, now after this, I need to let go and then aim, right? So usually, at least this is for me, and I suspect this is common for a lot of controller players, usually aim down sights, fire, unaim, run, right? Again, if this game had a sprint mechanic while aiming down sights, like by pressing the sprint button, I'm moving faster, that'd be different. But you're forcing the unaimed down sights by toggling the sprint button while I'm still inputting the whole aim down sights. So that's just what I'm talking about. Again, a big thank you to like Aegon for at least giving me the heads up on how to sort this solution once I realized. It took me a really long time to realize what was going on here also. Like, I genuinely was baffled by why this was happening to me so often, where I'd be in the middle of like, why am I getting kicked from a freaking practice session, dude? That's so ridiculous. That's not something that, anyway, it doesn't really matter. I was done anyway. So this is just, if someone from Embark is watching, could you maybe make this adjustment? If not, I think the solution Aegon's given me will work now in the future. But just a heads up, this really shouldn't be the case where input is set on hold ADS and it's getting overwritten by the sprint button, right? Hold ADS should override the sprint button all the time. It should require you to aim down sights, because that hold, the option that I have, hold aiming down sights, that should be the priority input. And nothing should be overriding that until I unhold. If I want it toggle, that'd be different. So yeah, again, solution is there in the game. It's not the ideal solution, because having an option to manually sprint even with auto sprint on is still something I would prefer to have, even though it's unnecessary. But yeah, just thought process here that this is not the ideal thing. Again, I think in this game, you're always sprinting around. You're rarely walking, right? So the idea of like just having auto sprint on is not a bad idea. But like, I mean, again, I think in modes like terminal attack and maybe even Point Break, right? Where you're guarding something, right? And I'm not sure how audio works in this game, but I'm presuming sprinting makes louder footsteps. So when you're guarding something, having the option to walk around without activating auto sprint should be an option, right? So having auto sprint on some of the modes where you be more of a guard and you want to keep your footsteps audio low, this falls apart. And again, you could argue just remap it to something other than L3. And that's a fair point, but the controllers have limited buttons. So what you want to be remapping it to, you're going to be limited to. So again, this is just a function that should not be happening in the game. Again, for me, like I said, it is very jarring when I'm in the middle of a gunfight or running into a gunfight and I press the ADS button to only have it half ADS and then canceled, and then I'm stuck in a hip fire because I'm presuming I'm going into full ADS, but because the sprint button gets inputted and it cancels my ADS mid getting into a gunfight, and I'm stuck in a hip fire, and I need to completely let go of my trigger and aim down sights, and then I'll be accurate. It is absurd that that's a thing. And like for guns like the CB1 repeater and all that, it has a very slow fire rate. Strafing around while you're reacquiring your target is pretty valuable. So you don't need to like be a quick scoper. You can just reacquire your aim while ADS. But again, this kind of like sprint cancel issue makes it a lot harder to use weapons like that because you're canceling your aim down sights and all. So again, I think for the bulk of the modes where I'm running around most of the time anyway, and the footstep audio of a sprint isn't an issue, the settings that Aegon has suggested is going to work out perfectly for me. But in modes where I want to be quiet and I do want to be walking around, and there are a couple that I don't play in this game necessarily, but are there, where you might want to sneak up on someone or something like that, or even as a light, right? Again, I don't know how like the cloak works, but I'm presuming the cloak drains faster when you're sprinting versus when you're walking, right? So even in something like that, when I'm cloaked, I might want to sneak up on someone. I might not want to sprint right up to them sometimes. So again, situational moments where I do want to have the option to disable auto sprint, and I want to have that manual toggle for sprint. And more times than not, I'm going to want it on that L3 button because I have my other settings set on my other buttons, and just muscle memory and shooters puts me on L3 to sprint, right? So yeah, just please, if anyone's listening, prioritize hold aim down sights over the sprint button. Only allow me to sprint when I have the manual sprint button option on when I've unaimed down sights. And then I can toggle into the sprint by pressing the button. Do not override my aim down sights for that sprint button. It's ridiculous, and it feels really jarring in gunfights. So yeah, just again, like it's been an issue for me for season 1 where like I just couldn't figure out what the hell is going on because this happens. It doesn't happen to me all the time. Like sometimes like it just isn't an issue, but then sometimes this becomes like so common an issue. I don't know. Like again, I like in my head it was like, dude, if I'm missing, like if the controller is a problem, right? And this misinput button is like loose or something, this should be happening very often, almost always, right? But this doesn't happen to me always, which throws me off so much, man. It really blows my mind. I don't know why this misinput is happening on a regular basis sometimes, and then completely not happening, or more times than not happening at all, and not an issue at other times, right? And this has gone over the course of multiple controllers, so it's not the same controller all the time. I've also changed some of my kind of values of like dead zones for like some of my buttons and inputs and all that, because I was like my dead zone for the aim down sights, the length of my trigger pull, like short, long, medium. I've tried all of those things, and this was still happening on random occasions. And I just couldn't figure it out until today, where I was playing and I'm like, dude, what is going on here? And then I realized this is what's happening. And again, like I said, in my like maybe have a setting where it says prioritize aim down sights over sprint. So if some people like having this option where they're aiming down sights and holding an aim down sights, but want to go into an immediate sprint immediately while holding aim down sights and having the option to be holding aim down sights, it's like, okay, maybe you can have that as a setting to like let them do that. But let me disable it as a setting while still maintaining the option to have the manual sprint and not necessarily rely on auto task sprint and completely unmapping my like manual version of sprint. So yeah, just feedback from a random nobody player like me. But yeah, figured it out finally. Thanks to Aegon, figured a sort of solution to it, minus the fact that now I can't walk around because auto sprint is going to be enabling every time. But at least better than not aiming down sights when I'm in the middle of a gunfight. That's significantly worse, honestly, feeling. Anyway, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out my old streams if you haven't already. And mind you, in this whole stream, this portion of the stream, I hadn't yet disabled that button. And if you watch the first portion of the stream, that was happening a bunch. The first attempt of this showcase. And then the second attempt, I was a little bit more conscious about it. So I guess it stopped happening. I don't know. But I hadn't yet disabled that. Honestly, I'd enabled auto sprint for this portion, whereas for most of that, I hadn't had auto sprint. But yeah, this is something that is just, again, suggestion from a player feedback that please let me have manual sprint enabled, but don't override my hold ADS. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out my old streams if you haven't already. And I don't think I'll be covering the Gatling gun from the Circuit Challenge, the Ospus Gatling gun, because I don't really use the Gatling gun all that much. So I'm not like it's a really nice looking skin for it, but I don't want to do a dedicated like showcase stream for it. But I think I will try to jump on and maybe showcase the P90 if it's a pretty clean skin, which it might be. It looks like similar design, but we'll see how it looks on the P90. So maybe we'll do the P90 Volpe Master once I complete the challenges required to unlock it. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Check out my old streams if you haven't already, and I will catch you later. Bye. Yeah, you don't even know how completely frustrated I've been about this ADS unaiming, disabling my ADS and stuff in mid gunfight. I'm grateful that I figured out what was causing it, but ideal scenario is a better solution.